we are talking about the 5 things that you need to know before you have your hysterectomy. I had a hysterectomy in late 2019. I also had many prolapse repairs done at the same time. And I want to tell you what I think are the most important things to know before you have surgery. So first thing is to find out and know exactly what they are doing. It sounds obvious, but many women go in really not sure what's happening, what they're taking out. So it's important for you to know beforehand so you can ask the right questions. So I want you to know whether they're taking one ovary, both ovaries, or whether they're leaving both of them for you. You want to know how they're doing the surgery. So is it a vaginal approach for your hysterectomy? Are you having an abdominal incision? Is it laparoscopic, meaning that they're just putting little holes in? You want to know all of those things, and then do a little research and ask questions to find out what the best options are. And then also find out if they're taking your cervix. So that's really important, and I'm going to tell you why. They don't talk too much about this, I find. Doctors don't. But your cervix, sometimes they will leave it for various reasons, but let me tell you what happens if they choose to leave it. One, you'll continue to need pap smears because you can get cancerous cells and get cervical cancer. It comes from your cervix. So you will continue to need annual pap smears, and you will continue to possibly have breakthrough bleeding, even though they've taken your uterus. If your cervix remains, you could have breakthrough bleeding with that. So I will tell you my story. My doctor told me we were going to leave my cervix. So even up to a week before my surgery, I thought I was keeping my cervix. And then I talked to actually a couple friends of mine who are OBGYNs, and they said, tell us about that. And I told them that I had had numerous abnormal pap smears in my life, including a LEAP procedure for precancerous cells. And they said, no way, you need to get your cervix out because it could be precancerous. There's no reason for you to keep it. So I actually talked to my doctor the week of surgery, my surgeon that is, and we agreed to take my cervix out. I am extremely glad that that is what I personally chose to do, simply because of that. I don't need pap smears again, because that is gone, and that I haven't had any breakthrough bleeding whatsoever. To be completely honest, to me, knowing I was having one ovary out, my uterus out, many prolapse repairs done, I was not going to be able to have kids again. I wasn't going to take the chance of also having a period. I mean, you might as well give me a benefit of not having a period. So my surgeon agreed, we took the cervix out. But again, you might have different options available. I just want you to know exactly what they're doing and know the implications and know why. It is your right to ask these things. It is your body. It is your right to ask your doctor and get the answers that you want. Okay, so first thing is you want to find out exactly what's happening. Another thing that's important that they don't always talk to you about is to have some kind of a cleanse before. Now, this is really important that you have doctor direction. But what happened with my doctor is I actually was on a clear liquid diet for 3 days before my surgery, which sounds intense. But with the amount of work that I was having done, it was really important that I had clean intestines and clean insides for the surgeon going in. Not only that, but I knew from my previous surgeries that the cleaner you are, then the easier it is for recovery for you to have your digestion back again. So basically, you want to have a bowel movement after surgery as quickly as you can so you don't get constipated. So basically, you want to be clean on the front end. But again, you also want energy so that you can heal from surgery. So follow your doctor's instructions, but just make sure you ask that. Find out if they want you on any kind of clear liquid cleanse. Like for me, like I said, it was 2 days worth. And then I had a liquid enema that I had to do. I'm just letting you know expectations. It's no fun whatsoever, but it makes healing and then that recovery afterwards a lot easier. So that is just your heads up. So that's the second thing you want to find out, if there's any kind of cleanse that needs to be done. Third thing that you need to ask your doctor and know about is what the expectations are. So that means for going back to work, for getting back to exercise, for getting back to intercourse, all of those things. Ask on the front end. You guys, don't wait till afterwards. Ask these questions, write them down, ask your doctor, but basically just know what the expectations are, what you need to know going in so that you can plan and prepare afterwards. And I'm going to give you my hint. Doctors, surgeons tend to tell us that we're going to be back a lot faster than we necessarily are. That's okay. It doesn't mean it's going to take a long time, but I want to set your expectations that it is okay if it takes a while for you to feel like yourself again. It is okay if it takes a while for you to feel strong again. You are not going to be back to 100% at 3 weeks. That doesn't happen after any surgery, okay? As a physical therapist, I tell my clients it takes a long time just for us to recover from the anesthesia. So you're going to feel foggy for a while. You're going to have headaches. You might feel emotional. Anesthesia does all of those things. You're going to feel very tired and sluggish and not have a lot of energy. So it's probably going to take a month before you even just kind of feel like yourself again. It doesn't mean you won't be up and about. I mean, you could definitely be back to work. You're going to be driving. You're going to be walking. But it takes a while for you to just feel like yourself, for you to have that energy. So I want you to give yourself some grace and some patience right now going in, just knowing that surgery can be extensive. It can be traumatic to our body. Even when it sounds simple, that's air quotes, simple, like a hysterectomy, it's surgery for our bodies. We need to give ourselves that grace and that love. So please, I am telling you to set your expectations, to just know that you will get back to where you want to be, but it will take a little bit of time, and you just need to allow your body that time to do that, okay? So again, the third thing is just finding out what the expectations are. The next thing kind of goes along with expectations, but find out what your contraindications are, and that is generally for lifting, for exercise, again, for intercourse, those kind of things. So find out right away on the front end before you go under. Find out how long it is before you can have sex, before you can take a bath. Usually you're on pelvic rest for a certain amount of time, so it's best if you know that ahead of time. Find out what your lifting restrictions are going to be. For me, I couldn't lift more than 10 pounds for 10 weeks, but that was mostly because of the prolapse piece. If you're having a hysterectomy by itself, a lot of times that's a little different. I have clients who are more towards the end of no lifting more than 20 pounds for 6 weeks, but find out ahead of time. Okay. And then the very last thing, and to me, this is the most important thing that needs to be done before surgery, is you need to prepare yourself for what's about to happen. A hysterectomy, in my opinion, is a very personal procedure, and I've seen all sides of it. Some women are ready to go. Like, they are so ready. They've been in pain. They've been bleeding for so long. They feel this need to have it out. There are people on the other end of the spectrum. I was more on that other end of the spectrum. I really had to mourn needing this procedure. I always wanted more kids. We medically weren't able to. So part of my mourning was going through that and the acceptance involved with that and with losing this part of my body. And so I did a lot of work on that front end to be ready. So whatever you need to do in that regards, do it before surgery, because all of your energy and attention and intentions need to be towards recovery after you wake up. So the moment you wake up from surgery, I want you focused on your recovery and your healing and where you're going from there. So on the front end, like I said, just do whatever personal work you need to do a little bit to be ready and to know that the outcome is going to be great, to believe that, and to be positive. So those are my top 5 tips, the things that I think you need to know before a hysterectomy. I have many other resources. So we have exercises for post-hysterectomy and a lot on my website. And then we also have another one here, another video telling you the 5 things I think you need to know after your hysterectomy. So go find that if you need it, and I wish you the very best.
Thanks so much for stopping by. Remember, subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified every time a new video comes up. Like and comment on this video and let me know what you thought. You can also always come over to jessicavalantpilates.com to find all the resources I have for living a healthy lifestyle, including full-length workout videos, healthy recipes, and a community I would love for you to be a part of. So I'll see you there.